Bona tarda, good afternoon. En el marc de l'Spring 2016 Lecture Series del Barcelona Architecture Center, l'arquitecta japonesa Kazumi Kudo ens oferirà avui la conferència titulada Natural Space. Comptem amb la presència també de l'arquitecte Miguel Roldán, director del Barcelona Architectural Center. Dins del seu programa d'activitats obertes, les quals apareixen a l'agenda d'arquitectura coordinada pel Col·legi d'Arquitectes, s'emmarca la conferència que avui ens faran. Que el Miquel, que ens coneixem ja de tants anys, diguéssim, ens va proposar i que des de la Vocalia Cultura vam pensar que era absolutament interessant que el col·legi tingués l'oportunitat de disfrutar d'una arquitecta japonesa de la qualitat i del prestigi de la Kazumi Kudo i que ens permetés a nosaltres gaudir també de les experiències que estan produint a l'altra banda del món. So, thank you very much for coming to our association. It's a pleasure to me to have today, this afternoon, architect Kazumi Kudo. And we said when Miquel told us that there was the possibility to share this lecture here in the Colegio, it was very interesting because we thought that the connection between academia and profession is absolutely necessary, and we think that it's part of the DNA of Barcelona tradition. So that's it. So I hope you enjoy this lecture, and I give the word to Miguel Roldán.
Thank you, Manuel, for these kind words. I'm going to talk in English because I think for most of the students from the VEC that are here would be easier, but if you need, I can translate you later in Catalan. So I want to start by saying that for the students, the North American students and the Japanese students here, and for the VEC, it's a privilege and a pleasure to have you in this institution, which is the House of the Architects. And I have said to all of you so many times that we will consider not you as students but as architects. It's important that you will experience and you will feel how proud we feel of our profession here in Barcelona. So thank you to the college. Thank you also to any one of the architects that has been interested in following this lecture. And also thank you to the Clemson University students, Roger Williams University students, Texas A&M students, and I'm going to bore you for a while because there are more than 15 Japanese universities that are here and I need to read all of them, you know. So Shiba Institute of Technology, Hosei University, Kanto University, Keio University, Kinki, Kobe Design, Kogakuin, Kyoto Prefectural, Kyoto University, Kyushu University, Miyagi University, Musashino, Osaka, Setsunan, Shibaura, Sojo, Tokai, Tokushima, Tokyo, and Yokohama National University. Thank you for coming, Barcelona. A huge thank you for all of you. Okay. So what we have in front of us, for the people that does not know, so this is the 17th generation of North American student that has come to Barcelona to study. So more than 1,800 North American students has come with us to study in Barcelona, and this is the 5th generation of Japanese university that has come, more than 300 students from Japan. So this is, we have prepared you, and the College of Architects, the Association of Architects is hosting you because you know you are also architects. Okay, just very brief, because I think the main role here is obviously Kazumi Kudo, but let me make just a brief introduction of what is our point of view or the reason why she's here. She's here because obviously her work and the work of her office, but also because she represents something that for us is very important, which is the learning and the lesson that Japanese architect gave us from so much time ago. How can I summarize this lesson? I think that the Japanese architecture is a brilliant cocktail of simplicity and radicality, both together. And in Europe and in United States, we are so accustomed to the both extreme without not an exact combination, you know. So we are so accustomed to the simplicity, sometimes the stupidity, you know. And on the other side, the radicality, which sometimes means a stupidity. But the good cocktail of both, the simplicity, which is at the same time radicality, is something, you know, that is the best lesson. And I think most of the Japanese architecture represent this. And I would say also that these two words are combined more surrounded by silence than by yell, which is the second value, you know. So this affirmation and this radical point of view is wrapping in a kind of peaceful way of saying things and not necessarily imposing things. And in both cases, the cocktail, simplicity and radicality, and the silence are values that all of us have found in the work of Kudo. So thank you, Kazumi, for coming to Barcelona. I think it's her second time.
No, more.
No, more? Fourth time, you know, so this is a kind of whirlpool, you know, so the circles are closing and closing and closing, you know, so we hope that would be the beginning of the fifth time, okay? The next one. Okay, so thank you for coming.
Okay.
Thank you. Downstairs. Enjoy.
Yes. So now he introduced me. My fourth time to Barcelona here. My first time to visit here is about same for you. I am a master course student, and I am an exchange student and training in Holland. And after I finished my technical experience in Holland and go to my friend working here in Isuzaki's office for Olympic Stadium. Then I come from Holland by long train here. It's my first visiting Barcelona. And that the experience for the foreign country, the training, so my mind, I will be architecture already. So maybe everybody have to feeling the same situation. I hope everybody will be our architecture here, every student. So that today I have a 1 hour that I get a very nice time here. So I want to tell you that today is my new 3 project. When I was starting my work, I have my work much more radical or much more figure, so much work. So, but now my architect work much more natural space to make how to, and the difference and not same is very important. So if you know from my 3 projects, so I will want to starting now, okay? So first I want to say about the Kanazawa Umimirai Library. This is a public library, the completion 2011, just the big earthquake in Japan. Just today was almost finished. And for me also the very memorial works here. But this library, maybe some North American people will know, it's very famous now all over the world. So that so 1 year, so many people coming this library. This is a proposal about 2008 starting, and then this is a place in Kanazawa. This is now we are Shinkansen here to the Kanazawa is less than 3 hours. It is a west coast, west and north part is place is so snowfall, and so different side of this east side. But we already working here area near prefecture, so that I know well about this condition of weather. Very, very important, this project. First, I want to tell you that what is the Kanazawa city? This city is still existing, so traditional streets and also very beautiful Japanese garden. We said Little Kyoto. It's Kenroku-en and Chayagai. It's beautiful. And also famous is gold leaf, and this kind of seafood is very, very famous space. And also architecture, everybody know that the 21st Century Museum by Sala and Suzuki Daisetsu Museum by Yoshio Taniguchi is MoMA designer. And then, so now we said in Kanazawa City is architect tourism. So many foreign country people coming to visiting this museum and the library also. So this is a snow scene. You see that the left side, we said, oh my God. Snow tree, we said, so snowfall. So that the wood tree were falling down, so that keep the wire and then snow protection. Like this, so snowfall place. This is a place, the station. It's a Kanazawa station, and famous, this is the Central Museum, and Daisetsu is about here 2 kilometers east. My library is the west side, much more near to the seaside. The Kanazawa city, the center is here. That is, here is outside of the city. Then the outside, this is a new ring road was through here. This is a library area. It is a little bit figure is a strange figure because first was here is a factory. And then the new plan the road outside of the city, and then cut the space so that the factory going outside. So empty space was existing here, but surrounding is small housing is very contacted. So that the people thinking and talking with the city people how to use this empty space. And then they asked the city, we want a library, but this is not so enough space here, and that it is very difficult to designing this space. So we think so much things. This is a model of proposal. So you trying now, it's at back space. We also make so many models first, and then final. So many models, but we have make a concept of a box of a cake, one box of the cake, finally, because you know that this is a very snowful place and so near the seaside, so windy. So if we separated many places, so we protection the snow is very difficult, and also we thought, and we much more natural writing space. We want to read much more. How to natural space for reading is we talk each other, my partner, and then normally that small space maybe enough to hire, but if big space to make and lower ceiling. This space is too dark. So if we make a contact one box, we need a much more highest net. Then we thought about this kind of idea, very simple one. But next stage, we are worried about the cost of construction, but we calculation the outside of the surface calculation, and this is less than this kind of a piece of space, because this is a facade with less than much more one box is, so that the cost is enough, okay. Then we make this kind of one box system, but another thing, this is a small housing here. We want to need much more distance here, so we make spaces more south and the east part like this. This is a first concept model for the proposal. This is the idea. The light comes from the 4 walls, not only one window. It's from the wall come to, we said, and first idea. What is a comfortable space for reading is we thought enough air and high roof and natural light and soft light for eyes. Design for air and natural light is important, we thought. So this is the idea for the first competition model. And that is the finished, the building was built up. The distance with neighborhood is very important because the eye contact, they don't want to living the people, so that this distance is very important, I think. And also the winter of the Kanazawa is always cloudy or rainy or snow. This condition is the people don't go outside, so they want to inside. So always inside place, much more comfortable place they want to. So we thought there is inside, but the feeling is outside. Then we finally designed this kind of a box, but the outside is 6,000 of a hole here with glass, 6,000 about. This is the inside. We said this is the punching wall, have about this is 6,000, but 45 meter by 45, and highest net is 12 meter. And this mass air volume is very important for this inside, but looks like outside. And this experience inside, everybody said it's feeling like outside. It is the important thing is 4 side from box 4 side natural light coming. Normally the library is bookshelf was contact to the wall, so that place was no light from outside, and a huge glass window was light coming, so that the curtain was or blind was closed, so that it's not so natural, more, so that is we thought this kind of space to make. See you, this kind of air. And also the books were center, and we also wanted to make much more books and feeling of the stay in the box. So we are first studying this kind of hole, how size and how to make is trial and error. So many studied here. And this is outside and inside, 3 sides, different one, and connected. Later on I will tell you exactly. The glass is 8 kind of glass. The south part and the west part, the east part is different materials we used. And also the huge flat space, so many wheelchairs people coming to easy. Also the care for dogs or the coming to inside. This is a third floor and the machine room under ground level, and the second floor is 12 meter. This is a normal size, and this is a lecture room. This is the right side is lecture room, about 200 seats, and here is the third place. We can see that the whole room to 12 meters. And then this place is people want to stay here. So many people want to this third place people like. And people visiting this place, most of the people said this building is so thin column. In Japan, is earthquake normally more huge. So people think only the structure is this column. I said, yeah, outside frame, but nobody to believe me. I said, outside frame. How do you think so? And so I want to say how is structure is here. This is frame is outside. So that the column also using, but protection for earthquake is outside. But we are made so many halls study like this one. And first is not square, but so many types. And you see that here is aluminum. This is also the important outside and with inside connected. The outside and the inside is a different size. This is also the very important for the right. This is a test, real size study. This is a Matsumoto Performance Arts Center by Toyo's. Mr. Toyo's place. We rented half days. I try to this kind of projection, the real size check. I want it because it is very difficult by computer or model, because for our eyes it's very difficult to know that the diagonal direction and the straight and so jaggy level. So it's 100 more try and error to using try, and then finally we checked here, and very useful this check for real size like this, and the upper side is by model how to write incoming, but from that the real size is much more important things. This is a model also. Then final model was like this. It's embossed. Inside is huge, much more whole size is 420. The outside is 300. Do you know why? Because the glass, the light coming inside, but the heat also, cold is outside is much smaller, is better for, so that we make this special like a bucket. This is me. It's 1x10 models and construction site, 4 meter 50 and 4 meter 50 huge one. I am a Gulliver like this. We try again in the structure side. This is a structure. It's a thin column. It's outside frame brace. And then I want to say I want to, behind this is inside the structure, but you look at here, nothing here to column. Here, so this is important, how to holding. So if we are existing different size over here, maybe people look at the outside or inside, maybe this line is very strong, so we want to to make just only a halls. This is a piece of outside. So already paling glass was setting inside, and from outside to set to the out frame. And this is, I writing here, it's a 200 to 250, 350 is outside. The inside is much more bigger. And then light is coming inside more brightness. And this is a system of that outside, you look at that here, and the steel blaze, and this is the steel also the finished. And between interior wall and outside wall, aluminum here. And also this library, very important, was a huge area, how to control. So we, this return box is very, and the ventilation is very important. Warm air come to down again and push out the cold, push out that the air going up here. So next one is much more easy to know. Yes, in the summer, the cold air from the floor up and warm and push out here, and the fresh air is coming from here to air conditioning to go up. And we said life area condition only. And the winter also hot air is going up is much more cold. Again to that down to the machine room, and again to wall. This is a circle. And also important is not air conditioning season is very long. It's only the air turning is very important for this. This is an energy. It's only 1/3, so huge, but it's very economy and very good and price for this energy. This is a concert of the Mr. and Mrs. Richards was coming to Japan. They are living in America. You know that he was Grammys 2 times. My friend, he lived in Boston, and he know in America my library was used, so he wanted to come to Japan. When come to Japan, he wanted to visit my library. So. And finally he said, I want to play, and he's a sax, and he want to play. So I asked the library people, so that secret concert at night. But I didn't design the hall, just a library, so I'm amazing how is the sound. But after he said, it's wonderful sound, he said. And because this is a small hole, he said, it's a small hole like a trumpet. And in the this curve, this is the sound is very soft to moving. So that after I find it, it is a sound and light is the same wave. So that is the light and the sound is very important thing. I find it finally. This is a free concert. It's very good. This is the night before dark. This is around the people love this night scene. So this is a very huge road, but people love this library at the moment now. Okay, this is a book. So last year we published this library book, so I give the back so that maybe people can read this week, so please, after that. So next I want to say about the Yamaga Elementary School, compression 2013. This is a wood material using for school. In Japan, so many public buildings have to be made by wood. It's a law in Japan, so changing now. This is Kyushu, it's a south part of Japan. It's a Yamaga city, it's more mountainside. And this is an old road was existing. We said Kaido Road, Buzen Kaido. It's a historical road. And this is the city center. And this is a Kabuki place. It's 100 years ago was made by wood. This kind of inside. This is a center of the city. Just elementary school very beside this place. And also the special dancing in Yamaga Toro. It's 1,000 women at dancing at night. It is very beautiful dancing, very silent ceremony was the elementary school's ground field. And also this area is very famous Ayasugi cedar and the mountainside, so that I want to try to use this cedar. And then this is a new school, but looks like a Japanese old streets, the housing. And then my concept, first concept is a field of learning and the road of learning. It's outside learning I want to make realize for the children, not only the room of a classroom. Outside is very important study space, and also the learning road is here. This is a place for a special room, library, gymnasium, and music room and music hall. And this area is a classroom or a teacher's room, some normal school. So this area much more open for the city's peoples using, not only the students. Now at the moment, no, but the near future in Japan, many schools will be this. So less and less children, and the school housing is so huge. So in Japan government side want to open for the cities this kind of. So maybe this study road of learning and the north part will be open for the city, I hope. And this is left side is perspective drawing was the first image. The right side is the final finished. This is the inside of school, but looks like an outside road. So children come to every place to center road. And this is finally the 1,000 women dancer was laying this kind of line, and then the using for the normal road. This is the dance people special in Japan. The yukata wears in the summer very similar and put on the paper. This is not material and metal. It's a paper works, very nice one. And at the lantern on there, and the dancing for special summer. And this is 1,000 dancing total was on the gymnasium. It's very beautiful. And this is a field of learning, like this. I'm using a material, glass and metal outside, but inside completely wood. This is a field of learning for This is a school. Normally the school sets, this is a classroom and multi-purpose space and the field of running, and together every place was running place and space, I thought. This is outside of schools. I say you, this is a 2 classroom. This is the entrance for children, and in Japan we are shoes off. So this is an important place for shoes off place. So this is a classroom here, and the multi-purpose space, and this one is made by concrete because we have the protection from the fire, so that wood construction, but some piece we have to inside. So I'm using for the earthquake protection space for this concrete. This is the one house looks like, but the 2 classrooms here, like this, like this. It is 8 meter by 8 meter, was 105 milli. Very thin wood are using, and not, this is a real trees, and 8 meter is very difficult, so that this special construction system was designed. This is a roof, 3 roof layered, like this. And also in Japan, the carpenters is less and less, so that this kind of special building, the carpenters also very nice job, so that this project about 8,000 squares, so many carpenters come back to this city, so it's very happy for that city also. We studied so many types of roof, but finally I was choose to this system. This is a small piece of tree wood. It's a space sliding that the under is more arch system. The same structure system, but different 9 type of, so that the huge gymnasium is 240 milli, a big wood are using, but the normal this kind of span, 8 meter was 105 millimeter using. This is a test of the carpenters, because especially this kind of system was they don't use to, so they are try to and error and mock-up we made and election and like this. Finally, this is a library for elementary schools here, and this is the 240 gymnasium, and this is performance space I called is 120. And here's also the school concert. It's 340 students here. It's a wonderful concert. And here is a small space to make like this. It's for children, it's very comfortable to hear. And this is a classroom another. And the trees are like this. So it's a very different feeling for compare the concrete and the trees. So now in Japan, it's after World War 70, it's in mountains, so many trees now, so that we can use so much. So we have to use, otherwise the tree was not using and mountainside, but people can't work anymore. It's very bad, so that we have to using, but natural material I want to using, so that this kind of way of school I want to again, like this. This is also the children like this kind of space very much. Here. So, first concept where we make this kind of things, but beside already 100 years old building are existing, so we have a very pressure because still people love this 100 years old kabuki place, they love very much. So I have beside, I have a new building. It's very, in Barcelona also I think it's an old building here, so to make a new building. It's people love old buildings, so how architect to build a new building. So this case I deciding so much, and this kind of new wood construction to present for them. So maybe I hope they love more 100 years. So final, I want to introduce you the university dining, Chiba Commerce. Just last year, just 1 year ago was finished. This is the campus of the maps. So not so big university, but they have want to make a new cafeteria. But the not so good place. So, but finally I find it the very good parking space, and then I want to try to build here. But this kind of space, very intimate space, like this, then under the shade of the trees, then. So I was trying to this building. So one for F fraction, you know that fluctuation, understand? In Japan, they're very normal to using the fluctuations. So normally you know that. For fluctuation is more comfortable, relaxed, feeling good, feeling this kind of feeling. So many water surface fraction of the wave or fire is very. So we said yuragi. I can't speak English so well, but we said yuragi. It's so not punctual, so some different moving. And this kind of move, so it's many natural existing space and place and move and this kind of fluctuation. So this case we are using this column. So this space normally make your column to square pitch and the right side, this side. But this system is very difficult thing was like this kind of space. I want to much more roof down, so they need columns, but I don't want to column. Otherwise, this kind of beam is very heavy to hold this especially this part, so that our ideas we are diagonal this kind of. So maybe this is good for, because this is we can keep outside. So that is this is right for. So we find the diagonal pitch is very good. But I did make a model many. It is not so nice for me. The right is very not the same. So that I want to make much more difference, but not strong, so that the fluctuation pitch. This is my friend, he made program, and so plenty of fluctuation program, this diagonal through like this and this and this and this, then so many. So I take this one and like this. It's not same pitched. And the double pitched existing like this. And this is the light and the feeling. It is very difficult to explain, but you get inside, it will be fine and moving, and you can find what is the fluctuation. And this is the two piece, like this and like this. And then the corner is very important, don't going out. And this is a LVL wood, 38 by 340. And then like this kind of under the tree feeling, I wanted to make it this space of front space. And this is this kind of things. And from look out, look up, you can find this kind of different pitches. This is a finished university dining. But they're using so many kind of things, party or seminar or ceremonies or the meeting, and so many using there. And like this at night. The inside of this, the normal days, it's a very good round space. Like here. And this is, I am here. This is a lecture for that 4 university students coming, the DEMI student come here. It's Mr. Sato. He is a instruction designer, and my partner also the staff of instruction designers, their students, so many students. It was a lecture in the part of this dining. It's easy. We did. And then this kind of system under the air and writing is so a little bit different. I wanted this project. And finally, this is a university dining, but now at the moment, so many people using here, and high school students, and living near the peoples, so many staff of the university also, and like this, the older people meeting here and walking to that, walking start here from the meeting point here. So that just only the one small university dining to open to the streets. So not using only the university, but important is, I think, it's a comfortable space to make architecture. So we will change to the relationship or areas people think, how to thinking. So now my item, and I want to make more natural space and much more comfortable space to make architecture. So we'll be not so strong power, but user to change their mind and to use who and people's feeling is to change, I believe, and I want to make much more natural space continue. Thank you very much.
We will appreciate very much if there are some questions. We know that Kazumi is tired, but...
Okay, if some question, please.
Manel, Octavio. Some students. Jana.
I'm very surprised and light and sound works similar.
Similar, yes.
It's a good novelty for us, a good lesson. Okay, too late, no? And it's a surprise that you have these fans all over the world that they want to play inside your library. Do you can explain more about this experience, how the sound works and the light? Because I was impressed of this. Thank you.
Thank you, yes. So, yeah. Light and sound is also same. After EF, it is a wave, so that is very important. So if some future you visiting here in the library, so maybe I want to ask the people so much more concert in the library. So in Japan, all over the world same, but library is just only reading space. But the space is comfortable. We can use much more other things. This is a very important futures. Not only one thing, much more using to we can do that. So I am architecture, but I'm now doing so many this kind of try to chance to give them. So I want to do this kind of produce also. Yes.
I think in the library, I have the impression that the more important subject at the end is the air, which is there. Yes. You know. So of course the facades and the facade and the furniture, but is the capacity to create this atmosphere, which is the air in between all the things, which is so powerful, you know.
Yes,
because,
So first, also that we talk about this kind of space with my partner. So he said he don't like that reading in the airplane. It's a very small place. It's so many people, but why is the airport is so high? So that he said he like reading the airport waiting room. So station is also high. So we visiting the so many New York in the Central Station, but so huge. But it's why we don't make libraries not so high, but all the library is so high, so we think again. So all days the sun coming is difficult. So that huge glass and get inside. So maybe the higher more high. So that we run from the old building. How is a comfortable reading space?
Mm-hmm.
It's been a pleasure to see your work, and I appreciate it very much. And this, we were saying while we were seeing your images, there's something about losing the weight of materiality in some way, and has this something to do with this sort of textile work of your buildings? I mean, the loss of the dimension through these patterns that you work in your facades or in the roof, no? And trying to lose in some way what is the classical thing in architecture, so the typical dimensions, and trying to spread around a more textile item, no? So It's something related with that in your work, is the textile tradition?
Textile, you mean that?
Yeah. So he's saying that instead of having an architecture that is expressing the effort to support things, like the tectonicity, the weight, your architecture looks like it's like flying, it's very light. So Manel is saying that it makes him remember about the textiles, not the concrete and the iron, but something which floats. So if you agree with this observation.
Yeah, right. So I said that library, this library, which one is good? This one, yeah. Some even now at the worldwide, so everybody say Twitter, how do you feeling? So many people said. So normally, so many opinion I can read from Twitter. So so many people said it's they are very cold days. So come to that outside, but get inside the library, and I take a coat, but the feeling is outside. This is a very most important. So that one people said, so many like a feeling is like a forest. So trees over there is foggy. So that the wall is existing, but feeling like a foggy, much more air was going outside. So this square, but inside reading, so there is no wall, they said. This kind of thing is maybe a very important thing, so not so heavy feeling, so from inside. Okay.
If I can introduce an anecdote, with Mercedes we crossed from Tokyo to Kanazawa in the winter with a train. With a train, and during the train is the most wider space I have ever felt. The crossing in December. So it's so white, everything was white. Not only the snow, the trees, the light, the sky was white. And I think here in the library is the same, So you have the impression that this is this kind of milky light, which is not the Mediterranean one, neither the, it's kind of...
It's like this one.
This one, yeah. Any question?
I liked very much the facade of this library, but I'm architect also, is so very surprised is the ceiling and the floor doesn't have any installation. I surprised very much. From where is the air condition is startup.
Yes.
Is the drawing is indicates the floor is the origin of the air condition, but I didn't see nothing. So.
Yes,
yeah.
I can answer. This is, you look at no carpet. This one using for the bookshelf. The under is a hole here. The just bookshelf the under to come to up, so that, and also that the writing is no shelf, and just only that this bookshelf upper place to going down and writing, and also center of the here. No, not the picture, but this here. This is the staircase here. Just only that the writing here. Not important. Just is bookshelf and the table, we have a light, and the task writing is, so that I think it is, in Japan, is light is very highlight at night also, but foreign country is more dark. This library is a little bit more European style, so not so bright at night. But people don't say no good. They said okay, so that very no silent feeling here. I think. So that ceiling is nothing.
Also, the fire protection, the sensor of the
yes, just fire protection was existing. Yes.
Very, very clean.
Yeah.
This clean is very important to the rest of the answer.
Yes. Thank you. This is very important thing. I think so. Not so much ceiling picture like this.
For all your projects, I think the lighting was important on all of them. I mean, we all have, we really noticed it here, and then where you designed, the light to read, and then in the elementary school you designed the light to educate, and then the next one the light to eat. And so I was wondering, to I guess get such well-designed light, do you just do a lot of study models and a lot of just keep going through the iterations of that until you get it right for what you want? Or I was wondering what your process is to begin designing with the light.
Model? You mean that how to study it?
How to choose?
Yeah. What's your process to decide? This is the light that I want.
So
he's saying you test continuously, but how can you explain the way you choose between the options?
So so first we make by model, but it is very difficult because that the size is different models. So that I said you that the screen here, and but light is not because the projector is different, right? So that so many cases. So I thinking so many types in my head, and then I will not. I can. It is very difficult. So many people also same question me. Not only one idea. So many ideas, try and error, and then finally. So we, I may remember was so 3 choice final, but we try again to so many times at my office to make real size one, and the final real size we made it, so that. It is difficult. Computer we made and 3D model make so many kind of try I did, but this is so difficult to find out what kind of study is best. I can't say. So many trial and my image myself to do. Okay.
So at the end it means that it's rational, but it's also intuition. At the end that you say that one.
So I have to do that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is your intuition say? That one.
Yeah. So and other things. So my feeling try and error, but the construction ideas, engineering idea also important. How can I? Because you look at this inside is steel works, so that is also that this is very important things. Not only the look at, it is a very strong idea. Yes, yes, like this.
in Spain there is an architect, Alejandro de la Sota, that used to say that if music is air vibrating, the architecture is the air where we live. Because really we can realize in your projects how important is this inner atmosphere that Jose Miguel was talking about, no? My question is, when I see the library so high and so tall in the interior, and we see the dining room so flat, there is a kind of slab you can see on the countryside, do you think that we need more air for reading than for eating?
Very good question. And so it's very different things is eating place, dining was, I didn't say that, but very strong, you look at, this is steps here. It is 5 steps because under here is a historical 文化財ってなんて historical heritage under here. So we have to very light building on, very soft to get it on the ground, so that it's a the weight is existing, realize existing. So that first we want to make more higher, not so 20 meters, but much more 4 meters. And so deciding the weight and also the price of the building. And then finally I did much more lower and lower, because that I tried to feeling was the schools, this university is normally so huge room, so many, so the people eat. The teacher says it's personal eating is much now at the moment in Japan. I don't know here in Barcelona, but maybe Japanese students know the each 個人食 one person eat is so many, so that they want to much more private eating, so that much more intimate, small place is better to talk with university peoples. And 2 reasons. One is much more like under the tree and much more intimate, and also the weight is very important. This case, this is heritage under the ground. So the 2 reasons, yes. So that, but so lower ceiling was no good condition. Is I don't like that. So that the square outside is glass, so that we can see that outside every place to see. This is a different of that Kanazana library. We can't outside to look, so that the ceiling is so high, but so many holes. The 2 ways is very different, but to feeling our feeling is the same, but the way of that realize is so different. You see.
T'agraïm que no continues fent preguntes sobre l'atmosfera que necessita cada activitat humana i l'alçada que necessiten altres activitats.
Octavio provoked us, of course, Kazumi.
Yeah.
Because it's really essential, your architecture. Which is the feeling, because I have the impression that when we are going inside your buildings, we change our mood. Mm-hmm. What are you looking for? Which kind of sensation you are looking for inside in your buildings?
So before I was younger, architecture, I tried to make more different space, so more strong space to making. But now I know that, so small difference, but a little bit difference, but influence is very big one. So that small things to change difference, maybe influence is much more strong influenced. I can say so well, but I find it finally that I doing this kind of same thing continue, but not exactly same. A little bit change, very, very thinking is so difference we feeling that. So different and so different was another things. I find it. So that about same, but not same is very comfortable now, I thinking. So that is today's my next again to try. So I didn't say, but the library, you look at that the whole is so different size, 3 size, but the panel is 6 kind of panels. So that not the same one here. So you look at that if we make a same panel using, you will find the straight lines, but so little bit different. But it's price is important. Everything is different. I can do architecture, but it is also the fluctuations. So a little bit different. This is a natural space is very important, I think.
So in order to get this natural space, not to find clearly a pattern, so a small variation, which is like a natural space, right? The same fluctuations. So last question.
Thank you very much for your presentation. My question is about the artificial lighting in the library, because this ambient that you want to have, this ambient, this natural feeling, like being in a forest during the day, for me it's clear. The pictures were very clear about it, and also about this fluctuation, these little changes on the halls, on the distribution. I think that also helps this to feel this ambient, no? But what about during night? Is the artificial light designed the same way? Are the halls illuminated during the night or not? How is it distributed? Because I don't know if some of the images were taken by night or not. And I wonder if the ambient would be very different by night or by day.
Night and day is so different. Yes, from inside.
Yes.
So is this a problem? So it's. I hope you visiting it. Daytime is better. But you said at night, the dwelling people love night. From inside. So light is very beautiful. So, but of course, light, the daytime is much more beautiful inside. It is difficult. You are right.
Just a short one. Well, first, thank you for inspiring lecture, and thank you for coming to Barcelona. Going back to our students, your road of learning, let's call it as your project, was kind of international in your beginnings. So do you think that, well, you studied and worked in Netherlands and then later in Switzerland. So do you think that experience affected your career later in Japan? And what would you recommend to our Japanese and North American students to take out from this Barcelona experience? It's a little bit not related to the lecture.
So you look at my project. How do you think? Is it Japanese style? How do you think? Really? So but in Japanese people don't think so. Always we said, this is real. So many, Ito Toyo-san also said, Sejima-san said, very good friend. But they lectured outside, but everybody said real Japanese, but this is a feeling. But it is a very good thing, I think. So maybe architecture try to that new building to make, but how to new building, how to idea coming, everybody is thinking. But maybe I think it's experience, and not only the book. You have to visit, and you have to experience, not only architect experience. You go to the North Pole, and you go to the island, you go to the mountainside. So you are feeling the mind, the training. And then you can do next to your stage to architect to how to do that. So that for my experience in Europe, in Netherlands and Switzerland, it's always my mind. So I want to know many things. So not only Japan or not only America. So all over the world we have so many space. And then the experience, maybe this time so many people stay Barcelona. It's a very special city, I think. Urban designing also, and history also. But not exactly the same one, they don't. They feel, everybody different feeling maybe, they get and go back to your country. And then they are grown-up country and experienced countries. So this is a very important feeling. So my architect mind, so that I hope the people have a very good experience in Barcelona.
Thank you. I like very much when you say mine and you take your heart, because here we say mine. Okay, thank you very much for coming. Thank you, Kazumi.